Hello there. Hi, everybody. It's 3 o'clock Paris time on Thursday. So it's Chat with Kat. Hello, how are you? Well, here I am again. Do you know, this has been a very consistent run for me of showing up and doing stuff. So I'm really quite proud of myself that we've had so many Chat with Cats unbroken so far. So if anybody's around today, come and help me celebrate my yet another Chat with Kat. Let me know if you're here and if you want to join in. What we're going to talk about today is something which I'm sure we've all experienced from time to time. I'm going to talk about being comfortable in the uncomfortable. So how does that make you feel? Because we as humans have a vast capacity for being comfortable in what is uncomfortable. You know, the discomfort starts to feel comfortable after some time. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So part of being a aware and awakening human in the world at this point in time is being really honest with ourselves, is being aware of our own truth constantly. And this is one of the things that I nudge and cajole and encourage, I should say encourage, all of the people that I work with to do all of the time, is to pay attention a lot. Paying attention to everything, and especially to ourselves and who we are and what's our truth in this moment. So we're going to talk about being comfortable in uncomfortable. So I want you to think about that for a moment while I just say hello. So Kathy, hello. Thank you ever so much for joining me. And Mandy, hi, lovely to you too. Thanks ever so much for popping me a comment there. And, you know, I wanted to talk about this today because one of the patterns of messages that I seem to have coming around to me from a whole heap of people at the moment is really paying attention to where we're feeling uncomfortable in the world. Because that uncomfortable is actually how we can navigate. But we have to really pay attention to what we're feeling to be able to listen to our inbuilt GPS of, is this where I want to be? Is this where I'm feeling honored? Is this where I'm feeling comfortable? And to do that, we have to be brave enough to listen. We have to be brave enough to pay attention. We have to be brave enough to look at ourselves. We have to be brave enough to look at our circumstances. We have to be brave enough to witness. And this is the thing, this word of witnessing. You know, it's a truly powerful word. To use this word as witnessing. I'm just witnessing my life right now. Because when we're witnessing, we're looking from outside of it. We're looking at it from beyond our embeddedness in it. We're being witness to it. And what happens then is we can move into a state of stepping outside of our own judgment of who I have become, who I should have been, what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done, how I got here, oh my fucking God, all of that. When we stay with this word witnessing, we can step into a really powerful place of awareness of our lives. And so this statement of, what are you uncomfortable in right now? Ask yourself right now, really quickly, because again, this is another thing. If you work with me, we don't faff about. We don't do opening chakra thingies. We don't do any of that. What we do is we are truly aware that we have an instant knowing inside of us. So ask yourself right now, in all truth and honesty, and just let yourself speak out, what are you uncomfortable in? What are you uncomfortable in? Did you? Were you brave enough? Did you ask? Are you honest with yourself? So first step here is to ask yourselves the question, what am I uncomfortable in? What feels uncomfortable here? What feels too tight for me? What feels not right? And witness that. Because I guarantee there will be things in your world that you have become comfortable in the uncomfortableness of them. I say, we as humans, we have this amazing capacity to just keep using things that are broken and living in things that are broken and living in things that are uncomfortable because it's what we're used to. But we deserve better than what we're used to if it's uncomfortable for us. But the only way that we can identify that is if we're brave enough to ask ourselves the question and witness and be witnesser of, what am I uncomfortable in? So grab your notebook tonight, when the husband's gone to bed or the wife's gone to bed or the kids have gone to bed. Grab your notebook, ask the question, write it out. Let yourself really pay attention to that. And then the next step, that once we've witnessed it, we then can have this really deep knowing and ability to see ourselves clearly within that. And first of all, bravo you. Bravo you for doing the work. Bravo you for being brave enough to look at that. Bravo you as well for having carried on living in the uncomfortable. Just shows what amazing creatures we are, doesn't it? So when we have this witnessing and awareness of ourselves, there's a 3-step process that can really help us figure out where we are in this. And this was given to me by the crew, as usually happens, my energy collective, as I was walking around the woods one day. And they are my best teachers, which then I can bring forward in my own weird way into the work that I do. And these 3 questions are, okay, in this uncomfortableness, or whatever it is, in this uncomfortableness, how am I being? How am I being? No. Am I being brave? Am I being busy? Am I being distracted? Am I being selfless? Am I being whatever it is that's coming up for you? How am I being in it? And just witness, like the me, how am I being in the middle of all of this? And all of this comes with this ability to see ourselves as witnesser of ourselves. And when we let ourselves be witnesser of ourselves, we can really unpick and unpack and see all of these patterns in our own behavior. So how am I being in this? And then the next interesting question, which you're going to love. Yeah, I think you're going to need a notebook for this to unpick this one. In this uncomfortableness, who am I being? Who am I being? Now, I think we've done this process before in another chat with Kat, where we were talking about how we were making decisions and how we are able to move forward with things. But in this instance, these 3 questions really, really allow us to see deeply any patterns that we have, that we're recreating versions of ourselves from the past. Who am I being? Am I being the me that's now, the truth of me now in this uncomfortableness? Or am I being the me from 10 years ago that did this sort of thing, but actually now I think about it, it's not who I am anymore. So why am I still doing this thing? Or we may receive something like, who am I being? Actually, I'm totally being my mother in this. Or I'm totally being my dad. Or I'm totally being my sister. Or I'm totally being somebody else that's living in this. And it's not even me that's existing in this. And again, that awareness of letting ourselves be brave to witness ourselves in being in this uncomfortableness and unpicking this can allow us to make massive leaps forward in our own awakening and our own being and our own presence, our own decision making here. And that's what I'm here for. You know, that's what all of these chats with cats are for. To literally just take reality a little bit and just push it and just poke it and just see more of it. So that's what we're doing. You know, what are you uncomfortable in? And then how are you being in it? Who are you being with it? And then there's a third question, which is really going to bring fuckery to your thinking. Are you ready? Who am I becoming? Oh my Lord. Who am I becoming? Who am I becoming if I stay in this same way, in this same existence, in this same reality, in this same version of me, in this same experience of me? Who am I becoming if nothing changes? Oh my Lord. So if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on replay, you will have just got an idea in your head, a knowing in your being. You will have just had a moment where things went, and you may not even be able to put words to it yet. But this questioning is incredibly powerful. So, who am I becoming? You know, and we can ask this question of ourselves all of the time in every single piece of our day, if we want to. Who am I becoming? Who am I becoming right now? Who am I becoming by being this? And I've said, and we've discussed massively in the previous chat with cats, about how we train the world to treat us. We do that. We train the people around us, our bosses, our family, our spouses, our kids. We train them how to treat us based on our own behavior, our own awareness of ourselves and our own being in our own presence and in our own light in every moment. So who are we becoming? We have this amazing capacity to remain comfortable in the uncomfortable. But if we're looking at this question of what am I uncomfortable in, we let our do ourselves. What kind of English is that, Kat? Come on. If we let ourselves stay in the unawareness of it, then we can see very clearly where we would be going if we weren't aware of it. See what I mean? So now we see it, now we witness it, then we can choose differently. We can choose actually to look at this a little bit deeper. And one of the deepest messages that I'm seeing right now in clients is, am I honoring myself in this? Am I honoring myself in this? And that brings about a real deep knowing of, who am I in this? Because the world around us is still happening. We're all on this, if you're listening to this, probably, we're all on this journey of expansion. We're all on this questioning of, show me more, show me more, show me more of me. Show me more of my life. Show me more of who I am when I'm not this. Show me more of the moreness of me. And that's this self-awakening, self-perpetuating situation that so many of us fruitcakes are in right now, because we're up for it. We keep saying, show me more. Show me more. Show me more. I want to see more. Show me more. And so the universe then goes, yeah, okay, here you go. And then we allow ourselves to witness more and more and more and more of ourselves. So this process today, this questioning today of, what am I uncomfortable in, is saying to the universe, show me more of myself. Show me more of the moreness of me in this experience of this moment. Show me more of the moreness of me. I want to know, I want to witness myself in the experiencing of this. And once we see clearly our inbuilt GPS system, our inbuilt knowing, our inbuilt truth, then we'll bring up, am I being honored in this? Am I honoring myself in this? Who am I becoming in this? And that truth allows us to make entirely different choices. And it may be that things won't change immediately. We are all tied into this really deeply woven reality, and we're all deeply embedded in the outcomes of the decisions that we've made previously. And there's very few of us that can actually just go, oh, I'm off then, go get the camper van, I'll be off. Life's not necessarily that easy. But what will happen in the witnessing of, am I honoring myself in this? There will be inside of you a new holding of yourself as important. It changes us fundamentally. It changes us fundamentally to have this ability to listen and allow this holding of us as important to come out and become part of our reality. Because we are important. We're not just here to be everything for everybody else. We're here as individual pieces of the divine universe. We're here as individual sparks of the divinity of life, having a spiritual experience as us, living here as me, as you. We are that important. But that feeling of who we are, that owning of our own truth, that knowing and witnessing of these questions through this witnessing of our own self, allows that to become part of our frequency. It allows it to come through and become part of who we are. That knowing of, am I honoring myself in this? Lets in this truth of, I am important. I'm important too. I am in this. I am having an experience of my being in this. And this knowing and questioning starts everything off. And the honesty in the moment is enough. The honesty, the witnessing of ourself in the moment is where the healing starts. And in many cases, where the healing actually happens, the witnessing of ourselves. Because once we witness something, it immediately starts to lose its power because it's no longer hidden. And in the knowing of these truths that come through us, when we give this space of witnessing and questioning, we start to actually feel our own truth again. We start to feel our own presence of being. And when we start feeling a presence of being, we start to shine our light. We start to, stop being invisible in this world. We start to know when I am honoring myself and when I am not. Am I being honored in this? Is a really good way of going, maybe I'm not quite as comfortable in this as I thought I was. And it all starts with witnessing our own being. Witnessing our own being by being brave enough to ask these questions that are all about being comfortable in the uncomfortableness. Because I guarantee if you ask the question, there's going to be something. And it may be bigger, it may be small, but there'll be something. And maybe you'll never see life the same way again because you've allowed yourself to feel yourself within it. And that's where all change happens. That's where all change is possible. That's where new potentials arrive in your life. When you see things, when you witness things, we literally allow new potentials into our world. And, we talk about change and transition from that point. And things may not happen, like I say, immediately. But what we can do is come into this knowing and then go, okay, I see that clearly now. I haven't chosen to do anything about it yet. I'm choosing to not do anything about it just yet. I'm just going to witness a little bit more. I'm just going to feel myself a little bit more. I'm going to get to know myself a little bit more. We don't have to make massive decisions and huge life-shattering changes to our world based on what we find, because this is all about taking self-ownership within every circumstance of life. And this all starts from this witnessing. We're all embedded in this complete fuckery of being a human, and it's fun and it's completely fucked up at the same time. And, that is the joy of being a human in this solid linear manifest world that's built of all of these beliefs and all of this solidity and all of this nonsense. But we get to experience it. And the more that we experience it fully, with all of its fuckery, the more fun that we have with life. The experience of life is the meaning of life. Like, this is it. The experiencing of it, the witnessing of it, the being of it. That's it. And so every single time we can ask ourselves these questions, we let in more of ourselves. We let ourselves be more present in our own world. And maybe the accepting of myself is a work in progress. I'm pretty sure every single one of us can say that. We're all still a work in progress. But isn't it fun to really start looking at the life that we're living and to really pay attention to every piece of it? The witnessing of our experience of life is what it's all about. So I hope that has been helpful today. Go off, grab your notepad today, or when everybody's gone to bed, or right now, or even just speak it aloud. What am I uncomfortable in? What am I uncomfortable in? And then, how am I being in it? Who am I being in it? Who am I becoming in it? You know, and all of this will allow you to make these deeper awarenesses of yourself as holding yourself, honoring yourself, being yourself, letting more of yourself out into this world. And if you need my assistance to help you with any of this, just send me a message. I'm on Facebook all of the time. Send me an email. Go to my website, uninvented.life. Find all sorts of stuff over there. Channels from the crew and more information from me. You can find out how we can do one-to-one sessions, all of these things. But I'll be here next Thursday again for a chat with Kat, you know, and go back and have a look at a few more of these. They're all on my YouTube site, you know, all over on YouTube. And you can do some more of this work, you know, in between times. And the witnessing of you is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. The witnessing of you. It's awesome because you are awesome. And there's some awesome people that have popped in today. I can see some awesome people. So Jenny White is here. Thank you very much for popping in, Jenny. The amazing Becky Wells is here. Ahmad, thank you very much for popping in. Catherine Roy is here as well. Hi. Heather Anderson Nicol. Hi, Heather. Heather is one of my go-to people for when I feel like I need a bit of an energy realignment. It's a very powerful healer woman. So Heather Anderson Nicol, check her out in the comments. Fatima. You love it when you drop an F-bomb. It's part of who I am. It's just the light that I bring to the world. That's what I do. I bring F-bombs with love. And Karen, hi Karen. So thank you ever so much for everybody who's been here live. Drop me a message. Let me know what these questions have brought up for you. You know, pop it in the comments if you want to share publicly. Drop me a PM if you want to share it privately. Get in touch with me, you know, and if you're watching on replay, exactly the same. I'd love to know what you uncover and just this awareness of being comfortable in what's uncomfortable in your world and what we can find when we have a bit of a dig into that and a little bit of a poke, because that's what life's all about. So thank you ever so much for popping on by. It's a wonderful day. Get out there, whatever the weather, go do something amazing. Get yourself into who you are. Be fabulous. And I'll see you next Thursday for Chat with Kat, 3 o'clock on Paris time.